Welcome to Have You Read It, the channel where we bring books to life one summary at a time. Today, we're exploring Peter Attia's Outlive: The Science and Art of Longevity. This book isn't your typical health guide. It's a comprehensive and meticulously researched exploration of how to not just live longer, but also live better for longer. Attia challenges conventional medical wisdom, arguing for a proactive, personalized approach to health that focuses on preventing the diseases of aging rather than simply treating them once they appear. Attia's journey began with a personal wake-up call. Despite being a seemingly fit endurance athlete, he discovered he was overweight, insulin-resistant, and on a path toward an early death from cardiovascular disease, a fate common in his family. This realization sparked an exploration into the science of longevity, leading him to question the reactive nature of modern medicine and its limited success against chronic diseases. He realized the need to shift from simply catching the falling eggs to stopping the guy throwing them. He argues that modern medicine excels at treating acute illnesses but falters against the chronic diseases of aging: heart disease, cancer, neurodegenerative disease, and type 2 diabetes, which he calls the Four Horsemen. He proposes a new paradigm which prioritizes prevention, personalized care, a nuanced understanding of risk, and the extension of Healthspan, the period of life spent in good health rather than just lifespan. This leads to a discussion of risk. Attia challenges the medical dictum, "First, do no harm," arguing that it often leads to inaction and missed opportunities for early intervention. He draws a parallel to his experience in the financial world, where understanding and managing risk are paramount. He uses the analogy of navigating a ship through an iceberg-laden sea, waits until the ship hits an iceberg to react, while uses advanced tools to identify and avoid icebergs altogether. Attia urges patients to become the captain of their health, taking an active role in navigating their health journey. Outlive proposes a three-part framework: objective, strategy, and tactics. The objective is to live longer and healthier, extending both lifespan and healthspan. The strategy involves understanding the science of aging and the Four Horsemen, while the tactics encompass exercise, nutrition, sleep, emotional health, and the use of molecules like drugs and supplements. Attia emphasizes the need for a long-term strategy, contrasting it with Muhammad Ali's approach to the rumble in the jungle, where Ali's strategy was to outlast his seemingly stronger opponent. To understand how some people achieve exceptional longevity, Attia looks at centenarians. Research shows they are not necessarily healthier in their habits than the average person. They may drink, smoke, and be overweight. However, centenarians tend to delay or entirely avoid the chronic diseases of aging by decades compared to the general population. They also maintain better physical and cognitive function for longer, enjoying bonus decades of healthy life rather than a marginal decade of decline. This suggests that longevity has a strong genetic component, but that we can potentially mimic their phenotype through our behaviors, even if we lack their genotype. One of the most compelling areas of longevity research involves the restriction of calories. Studies across multiple species demonstrate that reducing caloric intake extends lifespan. Attia recounts the story of Alvise Cornaro, a 16th-century Italian who dramatically improved his health and extended his life by restricting his diet. This concept led to research on rapamycin, a drug derived from a bacterium found on Easter Island, which has been shown to extend lifespan in mammals. Rapamycin inhibits mTOR, a cellular mechanism that regulates growth and metabolism in response to nutrient availability. Caloric restriction, like rapamycin, seems to activate cellular pathways that enhance stress resistance and metabolic efficiency. Attia then turns to metabolic dysfunction, a critical driver of the Four Horsemen. He discusses non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, a silent epidemic often linked to excessive fructose consumption. He argues that our evolutionary history predisposed us to store fructose as fat, which was advantageous in times of scarcity, but has become detrimental in our modern food environment where fructose is abundant. He emphasizes the importance of metabolic health, even for those who are not obese, and advocates for early detection of metabolic dysfunction through markers like elevated insulin levels. The first horseman Attia addresses is heart disease, the leading cause of death worldwide. He shares his personal experience of discovering he had a calcified artery in his 30s, despite being a fit athlete. He emphasizes the importance of looking beyond traditional cholesterol markers like LDL and HDL, arguing that apolipoprotein B, a protein found on all atherosclerotic lipoproteins, is a more accurate predictor of cardiovascular risk. He also highlights the danger of LPA, a lesser-known lipoprotein that contributes to heart attacks. Attia advocates for aggressive management of ApoB and earlier intervention to prevent heart disease, criticizing the short-term focus of current guidelines. Next is cancer. Attia discusses the challenges of understanding and treating this complex disease, noting that each tumor has unique genetic mutations. He emphasizes the importance of early detection, combined with newer therapies that target cancer's vulnerabilities, such as its altered metabolism and its ability to evade the immune system. He discusses the promise of immunotherapies like CAR T-cell therapy and checkpoint inhibitors, as well as dietary interventions that can complement traditional treatments. The most feared horseman, neurodegenerative disease, is addressed through the lens of Alzheimer's. Attia introduces the ApoE gene, with its E4 variant increasing Alzheimer's risk. He questions the amyloid hypothesis, the long-held belief that amyloid plaques cause Alzheimer's, and highlights alternative theories focusing on vascular dysfunction and impaired brain glucose metabolism. He advocates for a preventive approach that includes managing metabolic health, regular exercise, good sleep, and stress reduction. The book then transitions to tactics, beginning with exercise. Attia argues for a balanced approach that emphasizes aerobic efficiency, maximum aerobic output, strength, and stability. He introduces the concept of the centenarian decathlon, a framework for planning long-term fitness goals, emphasizing exercises that preserve functional capacity for daily activities. He notes that exercise is the most potent longevity drug, impacting both lifespan and health span. Building on the centenarian decathlon, he explains the importance of training in Zone 2, a moderate intensity level that optimizes mitochondrial health and metabolic flexibility. He emphasizes the importance of VO2 max, a measure of peak aerobic capacity, and strength training, particularly movements that improve grip strength, eccentric loading, pulling motions, and hip hinging. Attia goes in-depth on stability, which he considers essential for injury prevention and long-term function. He uses analogies like a race car's chassis and tires to illustrate the importance of efficient force transmission. He explains how proper breathing, foot strength, spinal alignment, and shoulder control contribute to stability and reduce injury risk. Eschews restrictive diets in favor of a personalized approach guided by nutritional biochemistry and data, such as from continuous glucose monitoring. He argues that calories matter, but that the quality of food and individual metabolic responses are equally important. He discusses the 3 strategies for reducing caloric intake: calorie restriction, dietary restriction, and time restriction, and advocates for a nuanced approach to each, based on individual needs and goals. Sleep is presented as crucial for both physical and cognitive health. Attia discusses the dangers of sleep deprivation, its impact on metabolism, cardiovascular health, and brain function. He emphasizes the importance of deep sleep and REM sleep, and offers practical advice for improving sleep quality, including creating a sleep-conducive environment, managing stress, and avoiding alcohol and caffeine late in the day. He also touches on medications for sleep, advocating CBTI instead of sleeping medications. The final chapter explores the often neglected domain of emotional health. Attia shares his deeply personal journey of confronting childhood trauma and its impact on his adult life. He highlights the connection between emotional and physical health, emphasizing the importance of addressing emotional issues to improve overall well-being and longevity. He discusses tools and techniques for improving emotional health, including therapy, mindfulness, and DBT. Attia concludes, "Outlive," with a powerful message. Longevity is not about living forever, but about living better for longer, emphasizing the importance of finding joy in life. He shares the story of his friend Rick Elias, a survivor of the Miracle on the Hudson plane crash, who realized that the most important thing is to keep looking forward and pursuing one's dreams. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next book dive.